We're going to talk about 100 ways to drive external traffic to your website. So what happened is that, oh gosh, 2017, I think it was, 2016, I came into Miva. I did a whole session about how I absolutely killed it on YouTube, 50 million views on my YouTube channel, which I sold with my company. And everybody wanted to know, well, how'd you do that? And that was fine. I came in, did a whole session, shared every secret about SEO and things like that. But what's kind of transitioned, or basically what the whole purpose of it with the YouTube was to basically drive traffic to my site. Was I making money from Google? Absolutely. I was definitely making money off the ads running on the YouTube, but really where I was making the money was driving people to the website to buy the items. And that was generating about 100,000 a month. I didn't show those numbers back then, but I sold the company, so. Yeah, I was driving like $100,000 a month in revenue from people looking at my videos, how-to videos, going over to my website, going from the YouTube to the website, and then buying the products. And I was making a lot more than basically running ads on it. So what I wanted to do was start putting together different ways that you guys can drive traffic to your websites. And I think it's important. A lot of these are going to be free. Some will be paid. Some will be both. Some of them even have AI tools that will do some of it for you. So let's talk a little bit about SEO. I think that there's a lot of people have kind of said, well, certain things in SEO are just not really needed anymore. I disagree. I would be doing all of them to make sure. Like one of them, for instance, is like the meta tags. A lot of people aren't focused on the meta tags, and I think some people say, oh, they don't use them anymore. I disagree with that. I'd be doing it. And then when it comes to keyword research, so you're using tools like Google Keyword Research, make sure your titles have those keywords in there, make sure your descriptions have the keywords in there, make sure the meta tags have the keywords in there. So these are things that you definitely need to do. Now, site speed, obviously, if you're on Miva, you're already fast. Thanks to David and the rest of the team who've built out amazing servers and software and everything to work together, right? But that's something you want to think about is the whole thing. The next thing that's going to be really important is the social media aspects, right? You got to leverage social media platforms. So you're going to need to choose which platforms are right for you. Not everyone's right for every item. So for instance, if I'm like doing food, I'll probably be on Facebook, maybe TikTok. But is Instagram showing people how to cook or create a certain dish? Probably not going to work as well there. So you really need to find the platforms that work best for the products you're selling or the services you're providing. And then in creating engaging content, that can get a little tough. But I like how Ezra mentioned, and we've been doing a lot of this even with the podcast. So if you watch the podcast, I don't edit anything. Everybody on there comes in, unless somebody starts sneezing and having a panic attack or something. We don't edit anything. I want it to be raw. I want it to be true. If they mess up, they mess up. I did an introduction the other day, and I messed up the name, and I went back and just said, here's his name. I messed up the last name. And it's like, that kind of content is doing better. It's real. Because me standing up here and saying, and making mistakes, that's going to happen. That's just the way it is. That's the way we talk. So make content that's relevant, but also make it raw and people can relate to it. If you polish it too much, it's not going to work as well. And then always, be tracking your analytics. So be sure to check your data, whether it's in social media. Every one of the social media platforms has analytics and data in there. So be looking at it. One of the things I just found that since I took back over the YouTube for Miva and a lot of the content now, is that our shorts on all the platforms do much better between 25 to 35 seconds. So what did I do? I adjusted all of them to 25 to 35 seconds, and we saw a huge increase in the amount of volume of people watching them on Instagram or YouTube Shorts or all the different platforms, TikTok and all of that. Now, that's good for us. You have to check your own data and see maybe yours is long form content. Maybe it's a longer, maybe it's 90 seconds. But this is why you want to keep an eye on that data and really be analyzing it. Next thing is running highly targeted paid ads. So you got to, again, choose the right platform for you. Right now, we've been seeing a big trend on Facebook. I think a couple of people already talked about Facebook being really good for them. One of the last companies I worked for, we tried running ads on TikTok, didn't work. Just not the right fit for what we were doing, so we pulled it off. And if you notice, Miva is running ads on Google and Bing, and we're not on Facebook right now, and we're not on a couple other platforms because that's not where our customers are. So we are switching and doing testing and looking for where our customers to come to Miva, and that's the platforms we're targeting. Now, we're still making a few adjustments because I just took it over a few months ago. But you also want to be precise on your targeting, be specific on demographic. Ezra covered some of this. It was really cool when he was saying it because I was like, yeah, we're doing that. So, like age and who's your right customer, right? I think he said like building up your ideal customer, which you can do a lot of that, by the way, with ChatGPT too. And you can use a lot of your analytics and it'll help you basically build up who your ideal customer is, whether they, what the age group is, and things like that. And you could do a lot of that with it. So, and then test and refine. We're always testing. Like the example I gave on the videos. We were testing longer videos. We're testing shorter videos. Our long videos didn't do so well, but our shorts from the same video were doing great. So I was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to still do the long content because we already did it, and I'm pulling all the bits and pieces off of it to make all the shorts. And by the way, Ezra was on the podcast last week, so if you want to go watch that, it's on our YouTube. Actually, it's about 1 million places now. So as soon as I took over, I made sure we were everywhere. Next thing coming up is content marketing through blogging. How many of you are actually blogging consistently, writing blog articles? Are you SEOing? Okay. When I get to the end, I'm going to give you a downloadable. You're going to go check out the company for $5 a blog. And some of the service providers in here use this. For $5 a blog article, it'll actually kick out an SEO keyword targeted blog article about any subject you put in, and it will rank and it will do very well. So I'll hit that one at the end there. So create high value blog content. How many people are actually reading the Miva blog other than the Miva employees? Put your hand down. So if you actually have seen, we picked up a lot more blogs. So we are putting out, I think in January, we put out like 8 blog articles. So we're doing that because it's creating backlinks and SEO, but it's also content. We want to make sure it's good content. So our blog articles are picking up. You're going to see more and more. And by the way, newsletter's coming soon. I was talking to somebody the other day. We're going to be working on a newsletter, a Miva newsletter. You'll get it once a month, not once a day, and maybe switch it to twice a month. But it's going to be very informative. I want to keep you guys informed because a lot of times you have to come here to find out about what's going on with Miva, what's coming up next, what's a new feature, who's the new partner. So we're going to fix that. But I'm sorry, back to the slide. That was off topic a little bit. SEO practices, incorporating targeting keywords, blog titles, backlinks. So, they already left. But over there on the right is Full Moon Digital. They still have flyers on there. That is our SEO team. We hired them to do our SEO. We have a team meeting every week. We work together, and they're actually really great. So check them out. They do have their flyers over there still. Driving traffic through content distribution, sharing the blog. So just because you put a blog out and Google picks it up and indexes it, you clip it, go make audio clips out of it. You can put it on social media, add some AI images to it, and then put it out there on social. Just put clips from it, highlights, and get that, and then drive people back to that blog article. That's another way to get good backlinks. Oops. There we go. Google Ads, so we were just talking about that. Eddie Malouf killed it. I'm so glad I got his article, or his slides, because I was literally looking at MJ and I'm going, yeah, we're not doing that. And yeah, we need to do that. So there's some really cool stuff. And again, you guys will get all the slides in a couple weeks. But set clear goals, decide if you increase traffic, generate leads, boost conversions, target high keywords. So one of the things I did was literally, as soon as I walked into the door at Miva, I stopped all Google Ads. And then I reevaluated them because our words were so generic and general that we were just getting all these people coming through and none of them were converting. And I'm just like, man, we're spending a lot of money on just getting people to the site, but they're not converting. So we redid it, and I think it was about 2-3 weeks ago, I relaunched it, and it's doing much better. A lot lower ad spend, more targeted, higher end keywords, long tail keywords, and that's been helping a lot. And that's brought our budget way down, and it's definitely focused more on the actual people that are the right fit for Miva. So target high word, refine campaigns based on analytics. Again, I know I said this like 3 or 4 times, the analytics and keeping an eye on it. It is a pain in the butt, but you're already doing it for your website, right? You're already looking at who's coming in, who's buying, what products are they buying, what are they buying with it. It's the same thing. You got to invest a little time, a little bit of money into making sure that you look at those analytics. Analytics are be so helpful, and some of those AI tools we saw the other day. By the way, there's no AI today, so I heard there was a little AI burnout yesterday. So, but there is some AI tools that will actually go do a lot of this for you. They'll go look at your analytics and they'll give you suggestions based on the analytics that you already have. So. Collaboration and partnerships. This one is huge. So a lot of what I did at my old job was a lot of partnership stuff. And this is one thing that you need to be doing, partnerships and collaborations with influencers, and going with different partners like brands, influencer brands, and complementary businesses. Oh, the RY went over to the next line. Dang it. And by the way, all the images on here I generated from AI. So get you a little bit of AI there. But create co-branded campaigns, go out there and find, there, I think it was covered even earlier about different tools that'll find you the right influencers. I actually tried to get a company in here to sponsor that basically would turn around and help you find the influencers for you. I'll try to get them next year, or maybe I'll get them on the podcast at least. And you guys can find it. There's a couple really good ones. Like I said, for the last 3.5 years, I've been traveling to 100 different shows. I got to meet a lot of different service providers, a lot of partners, and there's some really cool ones, and I'm glad a lot of them came in the room. So, and then cross promotion, right? So you definitely want to do some cross promotion on different networks, different platforms, and just basically, some of these are common sense things. That's why I'm going to give you 100 of them. So you're going to find something in there, and this isn't all of it. So each one of the tips I'm giving you, it's a whole page of information. It'll even tell you what AI, whether it's free, whether it's paid, how much it costs. So we're almost there. I started a little bit early. I didn't want to make this too long because it just went good. So engaging with influencers. So there are a couple of people talked about this with definitely finding the right influencers, going out there, getting them, make sure they're good fit, okay? Just because they have 1 million people following them doesn't mean you're gonna sell 1 million products. What's gonna happen is if they're not the right fit, and maybe they're in cosmetics and you're trying to sell camping supplies, that's not gonna be the right fit. You're gonna spend a lot of money and get 0 results. So you gotta find the right one. And then co-create content. So definitely, resonate with both your influencer audience, your audience, work together with them. Also make sure you get the content from them, by the way, because when they make it, a lot of times it just sits there and you don't get the rights to it. Make sure you have the rights to it, because then you can cut it up, do a bunch of things with it, use it different times. Track your ROI, use affiliate links, promo codes. You should be definitely tracking everything, where it's coming from, where it's making you money, where you're not making money. Then creating and promoting user-generated content. So a couple of people talked about this too. Encourage customers to share. Use hashtags. What did I do the first thing when I got up on stage yesterday at the very beginning? Hashtag Camp Miva 25. I said, anybody who's posting anything, please tag us. And that creates a lot. And by the way, thank you for Brad, thank you for posting, and a couple of the others. Appreciate that. I saw that come up. You could tag me, but I'd rather you tag Camp Miva 25. So encourage customers to share, use hashtags. NIFT had a great idea. I mean, you can maybe just give them a gift card to do it for you. There's a lot of ways you can get content to do it. Repurpose the UGC. This is where I was talking about just a second ago. Make sure you have the rights to it. You can cut it up, reuse it, do it again. Maybe if it's a promotion, you do the promotion every year. You can bring it back out. And incentivize participation. So, NIF, great idea. And there you go. There you can incentivize participation. That's how you get them to actually participate and do it with you. I had to make sure the guy's hand was right on the AI. The other one had too many fingers, so it was a little crazy. But anyways, we're almost done. So get out your phones, scan that right there. That's all the rest of them. So there's 100 ones, 100 different tips on how to drive traffic to your website. It's only going to be up for about 3 days, but after the 3 days, because it's on my Google Drive, after 3 days, you will be able to get it from the Miva resource page. So you just go to Miva, go to the resource page. It's a downloadable. It's there right now, but this will just give it to you directly. You can grab it, install it on your phone, put it on your computer, whatever you want. There is a bit.ly link if you want, so if you need to take a picture of it. But like I said, I'm only going to leave that up a couple days, and then you can get it. And then last but not least, if you want to get a hold of me, it's pretty easy. There's my email. If you have any questions or concerns or anything about what's going on,